Welcome back to another episode of Missionary Moneymaker. I'm your host, Winn, and today we're going to continue to build on the last 7 episodes we've been looking at in this series, which is called Start Development. Last week, we looked at relationship development. So we looked at a biblical foundation of relationship development. So we talked about one is the necessity of relationships outside of our family. 2, we talked about nothing happens without others. And 3rd, we talked about focusing on contribution, realizing that relationships is not all about consumption, but it's about contribution. How are you showing up to the table? And so in today's episode, we're going to continue to build on relationship development. And if I can be honest, this is one of my best or top episode, relationship development. And so as we think about start development, we've been looking at one, spiritual development, leadership development, economic development, and this is relationship development. Besides spiritual development, this is my second, the highest area that we need to be focused on. If we're going to shape tomorrow advancement right today, we need to understand something, that relationship development is so important. It is number 2 on this list. So if I had to tell you to do anything, I would say first, grow your relationship with God and grow your relationship with other people, because everything else is built on those 2 foundations. In fact, Jesus says this, when Jesus was asked this question by one of the lawyers, he said, what is the greatest commandment? And Jesus says, one is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. So we see that we understand our relationship with God and our relationship with people are so important. And so as we look at the lessons today, the episode today, we're going to be focused on how can we, again, there's going to be practical steps on relationship development, how we can acquire, how we can cultivate, and how we can maintain relationships, because this is important. If we're going to shape tomorrow advancement right today, we have to focus on relationships. Think about this. All of the big name businesses we can think about in our economy today starts with relationships, right? Whether we're talking about Apple, whether we're talking about Microsoft, whether we're talking about Google, whether we're talking about H-E-B, which is a local food store here in Texas, right? Whether we're talking about Walmart, these are companies that are founded on relationships. Right? Their success is a byproduct of their relationships, whether we're talking about the relationships with their investors, with their partners, with their team, with their vendors, with their community, with their government. It's all about relationships. And so personally, I have big goals, big dreams, and big ambitions, and I'm aware of this truth, that I need to partner with God and I need to partner with other people. And a few years ago, I wrote my book on this subject, which is called Collaboration Builds a Nation. And as we think about celebrating 250 years in our nation, United States of America, our nation exists because of collaboration. So say it with me, collaboration builds a nation. So as we think about relationship development, it's about collaborating. It's about building a relationship with people. It's about understanding that you need other people to succeed. And so that book is available on Amazon. Collaboration Builds a Nation. It's focused on that principle that you need other people in order to pursue the vision, mission, and accomplish the goals that God has given you. So as we jump into this episode, Remember this, relationships are the currency. So, number one, leverage visiting new rooms. Let me say that again. If we're going to develop a relationship practically, you need to leverage visiting new rooms. So over the last 3 years, I have visited various rooms locally, but also statewide. And there is one room that has connected me to not only people locally, but statewide. And I have thought deeply about rooms to help us think about this particular point. And so I've developed a framework around rooms. And so when you think about rooms, the R stands for this: relationships. Rooms allow us to acquire new relationships, whether they are in our industry or not. I've visited rooms that focused on Christians only, but I've also visited rooms with a mixture of people. So rooms help us to acquire relationships. O stands for open doors. Rooms allow us to acquire relationships, and those relationships open doors that we can't on our own. And so as we think about this, the work I'm focused on with our nonprofit, which is impacting colleges, is impacting the community around the colleges, is funded because of being in these rooms and relationships, one relationship opening doors for other relationships. And so I could not do this on my own. And it goes back to what I said in the episode previous to this, is that there are no self-made people. We are all a product of the other people we connect with, our successes or our failures. The other O stands for opportunities. Rooms provide opportunities that you could never expect, right? You could never expect these opportunities without going into these rooms. And so, for example, this past weekend, my family and I spent 5 days, 4 nights in a custom-built cabin on 2,000 acres in a secluded area in Texas, a ranch. And so this opportunity and many more have come to us because of being in these rooms. And then the M stands for missions. Rooms not only help with the acquisition of relationships, open doors and opportunities, but they also allow us and open up opportunities and open doors for us to pursue the mission that God has for us. So my mission, which focuses on creating value for colleges, communities, and commerce, came about because of me being in rooms, which open doors, which open opportunities for God to cultivate in my heart a particular mission or missions. And so you need to be in these rooms because God used these rooms to shape you for a particular mission or missions. And then the S stands for service. Rooms are not all about consumption, but rooms allow us to show up and contribute. Right? So we need to focus on contribution when we go into these rooms, right? Rooms allow us to serve others in these rooms and abroad. And so when I enter a room, I'm always asking myself, who can I serve today? How can I create value for others? So to build relationships, visit new rooms, leverage new rooms. You will be surprised about what come about. Who knows? You may be one room away from increasing your impact, your income, and your influence for the glory of God and the good of others. Don't let the music die with you. That is something I've been telling Christians for the last year. Many Christians say that they want to write a book. Well, that is my goal, is not to let the music die with you. Because guess what? Once you die, the value that you have, it can't come back out. And writing a book is a great way to increase your impact, your income, and influence. And my goal is to help 10,000 Christians in 2026 write and publish a book. So if that's you, I want you to download this free worksheet. It's called 5 Ways to Finding Your Unique Book Idea. And I want to help you write your book. Remember, don't let the music die with you. Go ahead and start singing it loud and proud right now. And remember, this is not about pride, but it's about productivity. Number 2, leverage a plan for networking. As Henry Ford once said, he said, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. So if you're going to be successful in relationship development, if you're going to shape tomorrow advancement right today, you need to have a plan for networking. Networking is the process of building relationships. And what I would recommend doing is build relationships before you need them. A networking plan will help guide us in acquiring, cultivating, and maintaining relationships. So this year, I've added a new networking tool for me, which is writing handwritten letters to the people I've met. And so my goal is to write 2 letters every day. And these letters, I'm hoping, will help me cultivate and maintain relationships. Another step in my plan is to identify 1 or 2 rooms that I can go to this year. I've already determined what those are, and I'm focused on building relationships in those rooms. I'm focused on serving people in those rooms. And so although I like visiting several rooms and I recommend doing it, but what I recommend is this: when it comes to your plan, identify 1 or 2 rooms that you can focus on going to on a consistent basis, because remember, we all have limited resources of time, talent, treasure, trust, which are relationships, and we want to focus on a few rooms because those rooms will allow us to go deep, right? So we want to focus on going deep rather than wide. And I had to learn that, because if not, you're going to get burned out, or you're going to burn others out, because you won't have time to really cultivate and maintain those relationships if you're not in the same room. And just by showing up to those same room, which is visibility, it gives you that credibility that you need. It gives you the opportunity to continue to cultivate and maintain those relationships just by showing up. And people begin to know, like, and trust you by you showing up. And not only by you showing up, but by how you contribute. Remember, going into rooms is not all about consumption, but it's about contribution. And you need to really take this to heart when it comes to networking, because so many times when people are networking, all they are focused on is, who can I get? How can I sell my products? How can I sell my services? As opposed to figuring out, how can you best serve other people? How can you build relationships that go beyond your products and services? Now, again, we're in business, whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, right? You need to sell something. Nothing happens without a sale. However, you should make sure that you're going in and building relationships that's focused on serving other people, whether you get that sale or not. You want to maintain that relationship. And then the third thing, if we're going to develop a relationship practically, then you need to leverage LinkedIn. Now, I love LinkedIn. And over the last 3 years, I focused on becoming proficient in LinkedIn. Now, I would tell you, I've just tested it out. I've just used it in order to build relationships. That's all I've been focused on. How can I build relationships? And what are those tools that's going to help me acquire, cultivate, and maintain relationships? And LinkedIn has been one of the most important online tools for me to build relationship. And so how do I use relationships? How do I use LinkedIn to build relationship? Number one, connect with people I meet in person. So every time I connect with somebody I meet in person, I'm going to LinkedIn to see if they are on LinkedIn. And what I'm doing that for is I'm going to see, one, who are they connected to? Because if they're connected to people I mutually know, it helps to fortify and build the relationship. So, for example, this past weekend on our vacation, I intersected with someone and they ended up knowing other people that I knew. And I just kept on building off that and come to find out they knew of several people that I knew. But it goes back to relationship. And so when you look at LinkedIn, it gives you the opportunity to look at the mutual connections of those people that you want to connect with. And when you start to see that you're connected with 15, 20, 30 mutual people, that helps you build that relationship, helps you go deeper. So that's how that's the first way I use LinkedIn. The second way is I connect with people with similar interests, whether I know them or not. So I keep on LinkedIn an open network so people can connect with me. And when I find that people we have some of the same interests, what I do is I send them a request. I send them a direct message, and I always put in there 15 minutes to connect with me. And this is something that I started doing about 2 years ago, just spending 15 minutes getting to know people. And what has happened is that I've been able to build a relationship with people all over the world just in 15 minutes. Some of those people I'm still talking to, some of them I'm not, some of them we just didn't find interested, and some of them is just in the background. But no matter what, those 15 minutes allow me to get to know people. It allowed them to get to know me. And so that is the second way that I use LinkedIn. The third way is I connect through stories. So when I meet somebody in person, I'm already thinking about what is a story that I can share about the rooms that I've been in, the open doors that I've walked through, the opportunities that I've had, the missions that I've been able to pursue, the service that I've been able to provide, whatever. I'm looking to share a story that connects me to the people that I meet, whether it's one person or 10 people or 20 people, it doesn't matter. Or if it's just an open network, I always try to connect myself to a story, connect these connection with a story, because people like stories. And in those stories, when I mention some other people, what happens is I start to connect with people that I don't even know, but they know the other people that I'm mentioning, and they connect with me. They like my posts, they follow me, they do all of these things that happens because of the story. And because I mention the people that they are connected to in my story. And what has happened from this one move that I made is that it's opened doors for me to go into more rooms. It opened doors for more opportunities. It helped me expand my mission. It's helped me to serve more people because I decided to tell a story and mention somebody else in those stories. And so I am focused on LinkedIn. I'm focused on leveraging that tool. Welcome to Missionary Moneymaker, the podcast where making a dime is making a difference. I'm Carl James Winn Jr. And we believe this: mission and money were never meant to be separated. Every Christian in the marketplace is a missionary, called to create value, solve problems, and steward influence for the glory of God. This podcast is a discipleship movement, a marketplace masterclass, and a prophetic reframe of how we think about work, wealth, and calling. Here, we equip entrepreneurs, professionals, and leaders to increase their impact, income, and influence without guilt, without comparison, just calling. If you're ready to leverage your past, walk in obedience, and build with purpose, you're in the right place. Let's go to work. So, as we wrap up this episode, the 3 practical steps that you can take to build relationships is: one is leverage visiting new rooms. Go visit new rooms. You may be the only person in your industry. You may be the only ethnicity. It doesn't matter. Go visit new rooms. Secondly, leverage a plan. You need a plan for networking. I cannot stress that enough. Get a plan for networking. And then last, leverage LinkedIn. Get on LinkedIn. And guess what? If I can help you leverage LinkedIn, I can help you with getting into rooms. If you know a room for me to be a part of, reach out to me. Because what I am trying to do, my goal is to build out this room, the Missionary Moneymaker room, so that other people can join into the room, so we can grow, so we can create value for each other, so we can create value for our clients, our team, our vendors, our community, our country, for our state. I am focused on value creation, and I know that I cannot do this without your help. Remember, collaboration builds a nation. Relationships are the real currency. So if this episode has benefited you, go ahead and like it, subscribe it wherever you're listening to this podcast, and definitely share, and make a comment. Let me know how this episode and just these podcasts in general are helping you. And remember, let's go make it happen. Let's shape tomorrow advancement right today. God bless you. Missionary Moneymaker, where making a dime is making a difference. This is a discipleship movement, a marketplace masterclass, and a bold reframe of mission and money, helping Christians increase impact, income, and influence without guilt, without comparison, just calling.